Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be showing my project which are based on bolt.ai. So these are my source codes, and I have used prompts to find these source codes. So I've done it on bolt, and I'll show you. These source codes may be very less, but I have used it multiple times to get the perfect result, and then I've done it on a new chat. So I'm just making sure this actually works. If you go here, these are my source codes. Go to this. Here you can see all these are written by bolt. This is based on whatever I have given as a prompt. Let's go to preview. Okay, so going on full screen, this is how the front end of my project is going to look like. So they are going to have multiple tabs over here. This is going to be helping you to guide a journey throughout the investment journey. First is the SIP calculator. So let's go with the predefined amounts. 5,000 for 10 years, target amount 10 lakh. So you can choose a risk profile over here. I am going for conservative, and here when I calculate the SIP, it comes approximately to 10.1. As this projected value is greater than the risk profile, so the goal feasibility shows the target is achievable. The same thing if I do with aggressive, my projected value will be 11.2 if I invest in aggressive way. As this is still greater than my target amount, goal feasibility shows the target is achievable. Now let's go for something that's not realistic. I add two zeros here and I calculate the SIP again. Here the target may be challenging because even though my projected value is 11.2 lakhs, the target amount is 10 crore. So I am falling short of 9.9 crore with this investment. So the recommended SIP is for 4,50,000 per month. This is what my goal feasibility shows. By the way, we're speaking rupees over here. Everything is in INR. So now we go to the next steps, which is with asset allocation, growth chart, my plans, and reminders. So I'll take you through each of these. First is the live market. So the live market basically has the top gainers and losers. It's a real world data connected by, which is showing the real data by APIs. I've used multiple APIs in this, like Yahoo Finance API and multiple more. So these shows the stock price, the current price changes, what's the change in the past, yeah, the past, and the change percentage. This is 1 day figure, and the volume. This is there for all the things. You can this refreshes every 30 seconds, just like how we saw it right now. You want, you can manually refresh it as well. So here are the top gainers and top losers. Now we'll go to asset allocation. Since you've chosen aggressive, we have gone for equity 90% and debt 10%. This actually means 90% of the 5,000 goes to large cap fund. In that, 40 to 50% goes to large cap fund, 20 to 32 mid cap funds, and 10 to 22 small cap funds. The rest go to international funds. Similarly, when we go for debt allocation, it's 40 to 15 corporate bonds, government securities has 30 to 40%, and liquid funds have 10 to 20%. When I go back to the SIP calculator, it's reset again. If I go for same thing, I'll go for moderate and calculate SIP. Again, it's the same. Target may be challenging. Target last time, if you remember, it was 11.2 lakhs. Now it's 10.8. So now I go with this. I go to asset allocation with moderate risk profile. Equity becomes 80%, debt becomes 20%. This is generally more safer than the aggressive method. Same, it gives you all the allocations again. When you go to the growth chart, this shows how your money grows over the period of time. First year, you may not see much growth, but that's the power of compounding when you see at the last year. The final 10th year will have total investment of 6 lakh, returns is 4.8, total is 10.8. If I had done the same with aggressive, this would have been 5.2. I'm not sure, 5.2, which would bring it to 11.2. Knowledge Hub is basically a place for beginners where they get to know what exactly is SIP benefits, how SIP works. Also, there are a few pro tips over here how to get better at this. Let's take a few pro tips. For example, increase SIP amount by 10 to 15% annually. Why? Because whenever you're investing something for the future, you should keep in mind inflation, which is generally at 6%, 6 to 7%, as far as I know. So 10% to 15% beats this. Plus, that's how you get rich. Like, you're investing more than the inflation, so you're already beating inflation plus getting rich. Don't stop SIP during market downturns. This is very, very important. when I go to my plans, and yeah, the whatever I have just now calculated my SIP, I can save it as current plan of here, so that I know what I'm doing. By chance, if I forget something or if I forget what exactly was my allocations, I will have a record of here. Lastly, reminders. Reminders are basically to help you out with your payments. You may forget your payout this thing payday or some month. So in order to avoid all such problems, we have created reminders and alerts. So you can set up your reminder of here and the preferred SIP date. You can maybe make it 7th, 5th, 6th, whichever day you prefer. And every day on that thing, you can get a web browser notification if you enable this. This way, your SIP, your investment journey is safe.